Hey, welcome back to the channel. And today we're talking about one of the best places by far that you can invest your money in and live in the Palm Beaches of South Florida, especially when it comes to real estate. And I'm not talking about some high-rise oceanfront area. I'm not talking about a golf course community 10 miles from the water. I'm talking about a place close to the water, close to downtown, and has an incredible amount of redevelopment going on in it right now and will for years to come. Even in a downturning market, this is one of the best places that you can put your money. And if you don't believe me, billionaires are doing it right now. I'm going to show you where it's at and what it's like. And I'm going to also show you properties and pricing in this area that give you the most opportunity for appreciation. And we're getting after that right now. So if this is your first time to our channel, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. And be sure and share our videos, that helps us a ton. If you're thinking about buying or selling real estate in the Palm Beaches of South Florida, you can hit me up by phone, text, or email. Heck, you can send a message in a bottle because that works too. All right, so the neighborhood we're talking about is called Northwood. Now, Northwood has about 6 neighborhoods, but within it, it's all known as Northwood. And it's located on the north edge of West Palm Beach. So it's really close to the downtown area. It's really close to the water. Matter of fact, parts of it is on the water. And what I'm going to talk to you about today is the amount of redevelopment that's going on down. Now, GL Homes is planning a 10-block area in Northwood from 40th to 45th, bordered by Broadway and by Flagler on the east end, of single-family homes. This is huge. This is one of the largest neighborhood developments in all of West Palm's history. Now, GL Homes normally develops raw land, you know, like out in Avenir and places like that. But Huizinga, who has bought up all this property down here, they've assembled it over the last 4 or 5 years, and they also have, there's also redevelopment at Safe Harbor in the Riviera Beach area, where they're going to put up, you know, high rises and this beautiful waterfront area. They've assembled all this land. So you're going to have new homes, and then the waterfront district, which is estimated to be around a $2 billion investment in this area. But wait, there's more. On the south end of Northwood, they have the Spruce, and they've been going gangbusters on this. This is an 8-story, 270-unit mixed use. It's unbelievable. And this place is going to have 270 units. 117 units are those for like city employees, probably teachers, that kind of thing going on there. And then they're going to have all kinds of retail and shops. So the investment here is off the charts. The good thing is there's still a plethora of single-family homes that you can buy down here, as well as some buildable lots. So I'm going to take you for a little drive through the neighborhood so you can get a general idea and you can see what it's like. Now, the home values in Northwood, they're all over the board. They range from, you know, $300,000 on the north and northwest area to $3 million or more. But this is inexpensive compared to areas like Flamingo Park, Southland, El Cid, Ponciana Park on the south area of downtown. Now, there's 6 different neighborhoods in Northwood. There's Northwood Village, Old Northwood. These are both on the south end. There's Northwood Shores, which is southeast along the water, Northwood Harbor. All the ones along the water and the south end are the most expensive areas. Then there's Northwood Gardens, and there's a couple other neighborhoods. Northwood Hills on the west end, that's west of Broadway, but there's still tons of development opportunity available, and there's tons of properties available down here in Northwood. So I'm going to take you for a little bit of a drive, show you some of these areas and some of the houses, what you can expect to pay for them. And if you're interested to buy or sell down here in Northwood, be sure to reach out to me. All my information is down below. You know, someone can say, well, I missed the boat, it's too expensive now. It's not. Matter of fact, the prices escalated crazy in 2022. I mean, properties were selling so fast, it was off the charts. Properties were doubling and tripling in value. But there's so much more room here if you look at some of the other areas in West Palm Beach. This is the place to be. Now, I'm partial to Northwood because I like older homes and older architecture, but there's plenty of new homes, and like I said, there are buildable lots available down here as well. The one thing you have to watch out for if you're in the historic district part of it, you're gonna have to watch, because a lot of them have limitations on what you can do to the exterior of the building. So you can buy anything from an 800 square foot little bungalow up to a 4,000 square foot Mediterranean 2-story. So stay tuned to the end, because after our drive, I'm going to show you in the MLS, what's available in the marketplace right now, so you get a better idea of what you can buy down here in Northwood. Now, one thing I learned in real estate throughout my 30+ years is the best places to buy are close to downtown, and especially in Florida, close to the water. So close to downtown, close to water, and not in the hood. That's what you get here in Northwood. You are just north of the downtown area, and you're close to the Intercoastal Waterway. Plus, on top of that, you're close to the airport, you're close to shopping. This place has everything. You're just a few minutes from Palm Beach, the richest zip code on the planet. So let's take a look at Northwood. Now, this is the village area. This is where all the shops are and everything. So this is where that new development is going on down there. I just wanted you to see this. There's still a lot of restaurants and shops that are down there. So this is typical of what the streets look like here. I think this is 32nd Street, something like that. And you're going to see anywhere from Mediterranean revival, Spanish revival. You're going to see some craftsman bungalows. There's a lot I have for sale actually right there. That's actually one of my listings right now. So you can see there's big, 2, 3, 4,000 square foot, well, 2,000 big, 3 and 4,000 square foot houses, and then there's a lot of little bungalows as well along the way. But it's just got really pretty architecture. No matter where you're going. This is just that's what I like about it. It's not cookie cutter in any way, shape, or form. And then you got a mixture of new in there. You can see here's new construction right here. This property, that's a big house there. It's at least 5,000 square foot house with the guest house, probably maybe bigger than that. They have all these little roundabouts here too when you're driving through the neighborhood, so it makes it kind of cool. Now, these are more typical houses you'll find. You can just see it's always just, there's larger ones, there's older, that's a little bungalow there. But those little bungalow there, depending on where it's at, could be 800, 900,000. And some of these bigger houses could be up over, $1 million, just depending on which area of Northwood that they're in. Now, you can see as we're driving, we're actually on Broadway actually now, and I'm not gonna lie, Broadway area in certain areas of it can get kind of dicey. There are still quite a bit of homeless down here. I guess if I wanted to be a homeless person, I would do it in South Florida, but you can see some prostitution and some drug activity, I'm sure, but that comes with any big city. So Florida is no different than any other big city in that sense. But here we go on the west side. You can see you still get some pretty nice houses over here, and you can get them a lot less on the west side of Broadway as you can usually on the east side. But look at, there's some really cool older homes. And then if we turn here, you're going to see there's even some new construction that's gone up on an infill lot. And so there's new construction parts, and then there's parts that have been, some house flips and things like that. So, yeah, this one right here looks like a new construction. So there's just so much opportunity down here, and there's so many different price points. Whether you're buying a house to live in, you're buying as an investment, maybe you want to buy it as a rental,
And the cool thing is there is no HOAs. The only thing you have to worry about, and I already stated this before, is just the historic designations. So now we're back on the east side, and you can see the houses here are, there's a lot more bigger houses here, and there's a lot more expensive houses here. But either way, I think Northwood is a safe bet for sure, and tons of appreciation. But now we're going to go with the MLS. I'm going to show you some properties like I look at with the MLS, and we're going to switch over that way, I promised you, and that's what we're going to do. There's another new construction right there. So anyways, let's check this out. So remember I said I was going to show you what's available in the MLS? Well, that's what I'm going to do right now. We're going to just take a little peek, and we'll look at a few properties kind of to see how much they're going for and that kind of thing. So let's do that. What I do is I have my MLS going right now. It's running, and this here is probably going to be your least expensive area of Northwood. Probably going to be over on the west side, but you're going to be surprised. That one's 600,000. There's 400,000. We could take a look at something like that. Yeah, we're just talking about a really small little, this one's been renovated. So if this wasn't renovated, obviously you get it for a lot less money. So if we go over here to say something on, these are still bringing a lot of money over here. These are, 489. Further up here, we're talking about, here we go. Here's 350. So that 350 is just going to be something really small. Obviously, that house is in need of repair, but it's an 1,100 square foot house. It's probably a 231. It shows it. Definitely in need of repair. We'll go back to our list here, to our map. Let's see what's up here on 51st Street. Here's 355. This is a cute house. It looks like somebody did something to it a while ago because that's not original, but it's still a cute house. Here's one on 52nd Street. So this is that's not a bad house. It's not real big, but it's not bad. That's a cute house right there as well. So that's a 900 square foot, two bedroom, two full baths. So that's not bad. And then if we go even further east, it's probably going to pay more. Here's 587. That's it. Got the historic marker on it. So you're probably not going to do much to the outside of that. When you see that, that means you cannot do anything to the outside of it. That's what that means. You can do what you want on the inside though. Here is, let's go down further south. Here's something over on 49th. That's 510. So you can still get properties, in the probably 4 or 5, really all over Northwood. So whether you're on the east, there you go. Nice house. All right. And then if you go, once you start going down further south, and let's say, and this is that area that's all been bought up, 40th to 45th, that's all been bought. So let's say we go south here. These are going to be really, there's $1 million there. That house is probably not even that big, but that's what you're going to pay. You're going to pay $1 million for that, or somewhere around there. If we go further south of 36, here's $1.2 million. And this is a 2,300 square foot house. This is a really cool looking house, right? Really cool looking. Look at that. So that kind of gives you, let's look at some more, a little bit further south, so you can see. This is 27th, I believe, and that's 26th Street. That's not a very big house, but see those down there, they just go for a lot more money. That's $1.7 million for that house. I mean, it's a nice house, but as you get further south, and if you get towards even like Northwood Shores, this area gets quite a bit more money. This house here is a new construction, actually. That's what that is. That's new construction. So there you can get a house like that for new construction. Let's see what we got over here. This is new construction. I actually sold this property that this property's on probably in 2020. But this house they're asking just under $3 million for it. It's a big house. Got a pool, looks really nice. The builder I know does a great job. And then here's just a couple more. Let's check this out over here. What do we got? Here's something kind of middle of the road, 750. What do you get there? This one is, oh, it's just a little bungalow, but that's what they run. As you get further, 1,100 square feet. If you get closer to the, to the village area downtown, down towards 26th, 7th, 25th Street, somewhere down there, you're just going to pay more. If you get closer to the water, you're going to pay more, and that's how it is. But I suspect that this whole area is going to be very valuable, even up here in these areas. So here's going to be less, usually should be less money. Same here and over here, but you're gonna make money either way. I think this area just has so much growth. And since I have the map open, I can show you, as you go into Riviera Beach, they've got Jimmy Buffett, they've got the new Margaritaville thing going in there. They're redoing this whole area here with some hotels and things. As we go further up the map into just before North Palm Beach in Lake Park, there's the Nautilus 2000. The Nautilus sits there. It's a huge development. They're probably be giving occupancy on that pretty soon. Everywhere around here, if you go even further north, you go into Juno. When I come off of Singer Island, right here, the Ritz has a huge building they're putting in right along here, and these things start at $4 million. So you're just surrounded. This whole corridor has been bought up all along here, and you're just surrounded by development and new growth. So you cannot go wrong. As I said before, close to downtown, which you are, close to the water, which you are. It has two of the best characteristics that you can get when you're buying a property anywhere. So close to the water, close to downtown. Those are the two things that you really want, and it's got two of them right here. So you're going to have tons of appreciation. I don't think it doesn't matter what the market does. This area is going to be very stable, and it's it's going to appreciate over time. And if you are considering, please feel free to reach out to me. All my information is down below. You will not regret buying a property or two or maybe more down here in Northwood. I'm Ray Petric with Remax Ocean Properties. Thanks for watching my video.